This is the Marketing for Learning podcast, the only podcast in the world committed to enabling and empowering the capabilities of L&D through marketing. It's quite possibly the best podcast you'll ever listen to today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Marketing for Learning podcast. For those of you that can't tell by the Cockney accent, it's Hannah here with you today, and I want to talk to you all about positioning statements. Last week, we spoke a lot about brand promises and how they can help you be accountable in L&D. We want to evolve on that this week, and we want to create positioning statements that really define the what, like what we are going to do to achieve our brand promises. So I think we should start with a really clear definition of what a positioning statement is from HubSpot. HubSpot defines a positioning statement as a brief description of a product or service and an explanation of how it fulfills a particular need of the target market. The goal of a positioning statement is to align marketing efforts with a company's brand and value proposition. We spoke about value propositions in L&D all the way back in episode 17. And if you haven't listened to that episode, I'd really implore you to go and do so. But even with that definition, you might still be wondering, how on earth does this differ from our brand promise? So let's look at one of the examples I gave you last week. Last week, I told you that Nike's brand promise was if you have a body, you are an athlete. So let's look at how their brand promise evolved into their positioning statement. Nike's positioning statement is, for athletes in need of high quality, fashionable athletic wear, Nike provides customers with top performing sports apparel and shoes made of the highest quality materials. Its products are the most advanced in the athletic apparel industry because of Nike's commitment to innovation and investment in the latest technologies. So we see with that positioning statement that Nike are really answering the what, aren't they? They're really saying this is what we do. This is how we fulfill our brand promise. Often positioning statements and mission statements can get a little muddled up in people's minds. A mission statement really is an expansion on your brand promise. You're only thinking about the why with your mission statement. Why are we doing this? Why do we get out of bed every morning and serve our people? Why does every person in your L&D team do the job they do? Where a positioning statement really talks about the what we deliver. What do we give our people? So now we understand the difference between our brand promise, mission statement, and positioning statement. Let's look at how you can create a positioning statement for your L&D function. Your L&D positioning statement needs to cover 4 key areas. The first, of course, is your target market. We know that with a marketing mindset, we put our audience front and center of everything we do. The second is your product positioning. Your product in L&D is obviously your learning offering. So let's have a look at that in our positioning statement too. The third is the pain points and challenges your audience will face. And lastly, we loop back to our brand promise. So let's look at that target market bit first. Every time I've spoken about target audiences on this podcast, I've made it very clear that saying my learners or employees of X company is not really good enough. With your positioning statement, you are often targeting everybody that works at your company, or I don't know if you're external, everybody with a particular need. And that's what you need to be focusing on. Their unifying characteristics. What gets them out of bed in the morning? We've already spoke about how our brand promise is about what gets us out of bed. What gets them out of bed? Who are they as a person? When we're thinking of our product positioning, we need to be thinking of the benefits of our learning. I don't want to hear you talking about the features of your LMS, LXP, TXP, or any other acronym you want to come up with. what are the benefits? What is it your people are going to get from being involved with your learning offering? Then we need to look at the pain points of your target audience. What are their goals and what are the barriers and blockers that are stopping them getting there? How can you help them get there? What is it you're offering them that's going to help them? But really think about their pain points. What are the challenges they're facing? And then, of course, your brand promise. What is the one thing you are going to deliver to your people that's going to help them overcome all of their challenges? So now we're armed with what a positioning statement is and what we need to be considering. And maybe you'll pause at this point and go and collate that information. What is the pain point of your target audience? Who is your target audience? What are the benefits of your learning offering? But now you've got all of that information, how do we actually create a positioning statement? Because right now we've just got tons of info and it's all scattered, it's all over the place. Well, HubSpot have a fantastic positioning statement template that I'll link in the show notes for you. And we're going to use that as a basis of how we're going to create our positioning statement. To start with, we need to define 4 things. Who is your target audience? What do your target audience need? What's your main benefit? And why should people believe you? So let's look at Nike's for an example. Let's dissect it a little bit and see how they cover off all 4 of those points within their positioning statement. Nike define their for and market need straight away. Their for and market need is for athletes in need of high quality, fashionable athletic wear. Simple. They cut to the chase. They're instantly defining their for and what the market needs. Then they present their main benefit. Nike provides customers with top performing sports apparel and shoes made from the highest quality materials. And then they define why people should believe them. Its products are the most advanced in the athletic apparel industry because of Nike's commitment to innovation and investment in the latest technologies. So it's super clear how they've followed that template that HubSpot have so clearly defined for us and how their positioning statement really defines the what of their brand promise. What are they going to do? What are they doing? They are investing, they are innovating, and they are really providing their target audience with the best athletic apparel. But it's really easy to look at a brand like Nike and get it. So should we have a look at an L&D example and how we can create a positioning statement for an L&D function? I'll be completely transparent with you here. I've white labeled a positioning statement that I wrote for a client quite recently. I'm just going to switch out their brand for mass marketing and really hope they don't mind. I'm sure they won't. Just for reference, though, their brand promise and our brand promise for this example is mass learning, the way professional development is meant to be. So that sets the scene. That's their brand promise. So let's look. What would our for and our market need be here? So we might say for employees of mass marketing who need to develop the skills needed to future-proof their careers and our organisation. That ticks off the for and the market need, doesn't it? Then what's our main benefit? Our main benefit might be we provide flexible, collaborative, and on-demand learning tailored for their unique needs. Okay, that makes sense. But why? Why should people believe us? Well, our why might be because we know there is no right way to learn. And we want our people to take charge of their career possibilities. So then using HubSpot's template, we'll piece all that together and we'll say, for employees of mass marketing who need to develop the skills to future-proof their careers and our organisation, we provide flexible, collaborative, on-demand learning tailored to their unique needs because we know there is no right way to learn and we want them to take charge of their career possibilities. That genuinely pained me to read out. It's incredibly wordy, but it really does cover off all of the points of a positioning statement. So now, as marketers, we need to finesse it a little bit and make it a bit more easy to read. MAS gives our people the opportunity to learn, network, and connect with their colleagues across the globe, helping us to strive towards a future of collaboration, forward thinking, and growth. We know there's no right way to learn, so our people are in charge, choosing their own learning journeys, format, and timeline to make sure they are prepared for growth. I think that works quite well, don't you? You can probably see now that creating a positioning statement takes a fair bit of work, I will admit. But getting it right really unifies exactly what the purpose is behind your team. And it will influence absolutely everything you do in your L&D team, I promise. A positioning statement really holds us accountable. It not only tells us what we're promising, which is open to interpretation, it clearly defines the what. What are we going to do as a team? I really, really encourage anybody in L&D to create a positioning statement for their team. You are offering a service to your people that they might be able to find elsewhere. They might find themselves on things like LinkedIn Learning or any of the external learning platforms that are in our industry. But you want them to engage with content that you've created for them or curated for them. And your positioning statement will help tailor all of your marketing messaging, all of your communication, your visual design, your branding, everything. Your positioning statement will solidify everything you're doing as a team. So take some time this week, try to create your positioning statement, use a template from HubSpot, but don't feel like you have to stick for it word for word because you might end up in a very long sentence like I did. Create your positioning statement. Create something that your team can be proud to strive towards. If you have any questions on positioning statements, please do feel free to reach out to me. They are a bit of a hefty topic. I am more than happy to bounce ideas back and forth with you, so please do reach out. But if I don't hear from you, I'll see you on the next podcast, guys. Bye.